I started doing online consultations. The results were very encouraging. People told me, why don't you teach? I started an online college in 96.
So first you had a basic form that people could write their contact and their disease.
Yeah, basic questionnaire, like I was asking questions about bowel movements, about appetite, about different systems of the body, and I designed some questions about like where they could answer about their mental state and their relation problems or any emotional state. So I was having, according to Ayurveda, I created like a questionnaire where I was trying to analyze what's wrong with this person. Is there a physical imbalance or is there a mental imbalance?
Right.
And this kind of consultation became, I think it was the first of its kind, because in Ayurveda before we didn't have such consultations. So online consultation, we were trying to advise to people some recipes, some home remedies, and if some people needed, we shipped them medicines. So this was our beginning of telemedicine, which now we have created like in a bigger form.
Big center.
So that's how we started it. And then online college started. We started teaching courses online. We had for the students to create chat boxes where they will talk to us, ask questions. Then in 97 I did the world's first video conferencing. I was teaching students through video conferencing. People were in Sweden, some people were in Tanzania, and I was in Delhi and I was teaching live. Right. So this was very interesting. And slowly this grew. People started inviting me to different countries. I was going there to teach, and I came up with this idea that I think Ayurveda can be brought into every home.
And you also tried to bring it to every home through the mobile application in 2002.
That was really later, because when I was doing this online consultations and helping people all over the world, my deepest desire was, how can I help the people in India, who have no internet, because internet was not in poor people's house. People in India living in remote villages and small towns, they didn't have internet, they didn't have computer, they don't know this. But one thing was very interesting in India. There was a big revolution in India in the early 2000s, mobile phone. Everybody in India has a mobile phone. Everybody you can see. I think now they say about 80% people in India use mobile phones. So that's like 1,000 million people, 1 billion people in India have mobile phones.
And we were talking about big numbers of people reaching.
Yes. Yeah. So I came up with a program called TeleDoc, along with Steve was helping me in this, because Steve was always helping me in creating all these websites, and because he was from America, so he knew how to write things properly and how to create things. So he was a big support and big help for creating all these courses and that. So he also advised that we can do this application, Java application on a Nokia phone, and we had one boy from a village. He will go every day on the scooter. We actually created a proper brand with a helmet, TeleDoc, it's called TeleDoc, and a dress. And he would go to 10 villages, and he will find people who are sick and who wanted consultation from a doctor. So he will take their history, and through the GPRS, this data will come onto my computer in the city. I will see, okay, all right.
Your database?
I get all the history like I get through email. Now it is coming through the phone.
Right.
And I will analyze and I will prepare some medicine for this person. Next day,
the same scooter guy
will go and deliver. It's like a home delivery. Now so a lot of people deliver at home. Yeah. So I thought, why not deliver medicines at home, at their doorstep? Because the village people, when they come to the city, they have to leave their job and they have to travel 5-6 hours to the city. They don't know whom to contact. So I thought, let's give the service at their doorstep. And this project was awarded in Geneva by the United Nations. There was a World Summit, this World Summit Award winner project out of 136 countries.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. But that actually was not enough, because just an award. Our goal was to actually scale it, and just people should be benefited by this. So that's when I came up with this idea of creating a television show. And in the television show, I was thinking that when people watch this show, they can ask questions and we will float this number, So the idea was that anybody who wants to talk to a doctor, they can feed this number in their mobile phone. So now what they have, if they have number in their phone, they have a doctor in their pocket. Anytime they have any questions, they can call and they can ask the
Jiva,
question.
doctor in your pocket.
Doctor in your pocket. So this is how slowly it was growing, and now we are helping thousands of people every day. We have hundreds of doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, and the interesting thing is we are also creating a lot of value for these doctors who are working with us. We train them, they share a lot of knowledge amongst each other. There's a lot of case studies, which is something very new and unique in Ayurveda, because usually Ayurvedic practitioners, they work on their own, single, and there is a trend that there's not much sharing as compared to like modern medicine. There's a lot of sharing, there's a lot of websites, there are a lot of portals, research which is shared by all, everybody knows what's going on. So our goal through this project is also to share this knowledge with more and more Ayurvedic practitioners, so that we can promote Ayurveda. So this is the story of Ayurveda. We also have an education wing, where we have a story that we have a school, a very interesting school, from age 3 to 12th grade. So this is all like from kindergarten to 12th grade. Very interesting. I think you would like to speak to the educational directors for that. They will give you some more deep knowledge about that. And then we have this higher knowledge center, the culture center. Also, I would want maybe you speak to my brother Satyanarayan. He's done his PhD in Sanskrit, and he has studied a lot of Vedic literature, and he's one of the work he's doing is that we're also trying to preserve the ancient manuscripts. So there's a lot of manuscripts, handwritten manuscripts lying in people's house. Maybe some people in the house were great scholars, but the children and the grandchildren didn't want to go into this stream of knowledge. They became maybe engineers or managers. So the books are still lying. So we're trying to collect these books, we're preserving, and we're translating these books into different, especially translating into English so that it can be. And there are a lot of books which are in outside India. I found a lot of books in France, in a museum in Paris. In Germany, there's a lot of books in Ayurveda. So in different countries, there are a lot of books also. We're trying to also find the sources, and if we can get these manuscripts back. And because the knowledge in these books is quite deep, and it's very beneficial knowledge. I think these books are not just for keeping in the museum. We have to see what is written in the books, not just to look at the books and say, wow, this is 500 years old.
And that idea to digitalize all the data and to bring the ancient to the modern through virtual.
So that's the whole goal of Jiva. The goal is that we want to use ancient knowledge. It doesn't matter from where it comes. It could come from Poland, actually.
Yes.
From
or Greece, or
from Greece, or from Mexico, or from America. Any ancient knowledge, but primarily, we have now, because we have so much knowledge in the Vedic books also, we take the essence of that knowledge. We see how we can combine it with the modern technology and modern context. So, like in the school, we say ancient knowledge with global skills. So the children have to have global skills. Now you can't say that, okay, you have to go back into the age and live like this.
Study just the Vedic
and go
books
to,
and
go
you'll
to
be
the
fine.
forest and just it's not possible. I think we have come too far away. That we can't go back. But we have to find a perfect balance where we can use the technology properly in a positive way, and we can use the ancient knowledge to calm down ourselves, to relax. Otherwise, you see what's happening in the world. When we are controlled by the technology, we kind of become too disturbed and too agitated, and so much mental stress. Stress is becoming a big problem. I think technology is a wonderful thing. I believe myself, because it's my experience. I have used technology from the very beginning. It's a very nice thing. Now I'm using Facebook and social media to reach to people and educate them.
It's good to know what is what. Where is the reality? Where is the virtual world? As I'm from my generation, we actually were brought up inside the virtual world was already there. So it's not it's not a new thing for us.
Because and especially the next generation, if you see them,
they're getting birth with tablets.
They're at a different level, So I think for them, if we talk about the ancient lifestyle, it will be like, what
website is it?
What are you talking about?
Where should I click?
So I think we have to get the essence of that ancient knowledge and combine it with the modern lifestyle and modern technology, and find a way where people can become healthy, happy, peaceful and fearless. This is the goal of Jiva. Creating a healthy, wealthy, peaceful and fearless society is the goal of Jiva, through education, through health, through culture.
Alright, great. So next talk I hope to have on the culture subject with your brother, as you're saying.
Yeah.
And I go to him to Brindavan. So stay with us and keep in touch. Cheers.
Okay, bye.